Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
How's your day tonight?
Doing well. How's yourself?
Oh, finer than frogs here.
Doug?
Doing good.
Good. Awesome.
Hey, you ever seen frogs here?
Not lately.
That's how fine it is. Sorry, but I'll bump, What can I say? So, anyway, we got a couple of topics tonight we're going to talk about. Well, we usually have topics every night, but or every time we have a show. But probably the big one we're going to talk about is Mavic Mini, the new, the old, the good, the bad, the ugly. But what the heck was I going to lead off with, guys?
Maybe some new stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Little bit of news, and it's kind of new news, old news, sort of a thing.
Updated news.
Realistically, in the consumer drone world, there is not a heck of a lot happening. There's been a lot of rumors and stuff going around, but there hasn't been a lot of product coming out in the consumer market that's really of interest to us in Canada. The U.S., fortunately for them, gets released a lot more stuff than we do, but it is what it is, and in the Canadian market, that's why I haven't posted a heck of a lot in the group. You guys seen anything lately of interest?
I haven't.
No, not a lot.
No,
not a lot.
Okay.
There's a little bit
But
of
anyway,
Mavic news, but that's it.
Yeah. From DJI, Haya from Drone XL posted an article a little while ago, and it was on DJI was having a boot camp for their employees. It was kind of a team building event, and their motto was "Prepare for War." And what that all is going to be is that and this is my interpretation because of all the things that I've heard. DJI is going to do just a large number of consumer and prosumer products is going to get released in a fairly short amount of time. Is it all drones? Absolutely not. But they've got 2 Ronin gimbals that are going to come out. And then later this month, we should see the Osmo Pocket 2 being released. I think that's probably about the 20th. That's going to be released. And then in the drone market, we should see, well, hang on, I'm going to qualify this one, but it was scheduled to be released before Christmas, is the 2 new FPV drones from DJI.
2 of them.
Yes, 2.
Oh.
I've now been told that is being delayed, but we should see them probably within the next few months. And of course, we've got the good old, what everybody's watching for tonight is the good old Mavic Mini the new version of the Mavic Mini will be coming out, and I'll be talking about the release date and stuff. Well, later in the segment when we start talking about that. Any thoughts, gentlemen?
Nope. Still waiting for the 3.
I think you and many other people are.
It's been a long time coming, that one.
Yeah.
That one, unfortunately, DJI's been very clear on that, and I hate to say it, but they have no plans on releasing that until after the U.S. election, and that is a lot of that's going to be kind of dependent on. I hate to say it, but who actually even wins the election? So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
But the tentative release date should be February or March for the Mavic 3. So,
Wow.
yeah,
We'll see. Be patient, people. Be patient.
I was been waiting for that since they released the Mavic Mini.
you and me both. You and
Yeah.
me both.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully they just keep on upgrading it and updating it. And
Well, which one are you waiting for, Doug?
There's Mavic 3.
Yeah, but which one? There's two. Ooh, did I let the kitty out of the bag on that?
no, you did already one.
Yeah, there's two versions expected. There's going to be the Mavic 3 and then Mavic 3 Pro. And Mavic 3 Pro will be the replacement for the Inspire 2. So it's definitely a prosumer drone, but it's going to come with a prosumer price tag. The regular Mavic 3 will be reasonably comparable to the current Mavic 2 Pro. It's a little bit, I'm hearing probably 10 to 15% more price-wise. But, yeah, interesting information on that. But none of it is set in stone yet because there's a lot could change between now and the release. So,
yep, for sure.
So Lonnie's got a topic he wants to discuss with us tonight.
I thought maybe we should talk a little bit about battery maintenance, cleaning your contacts on your batteries and on your drones. I recently had to fight with my Inspire batteries to do that, and they're a little son of a gun to get in there, but wasn't sure how everybody's doing it. So I thought I'd throw this out there, and if there's any other easier ways to do it than the way I'm doing it, please post them in the comments. We love to see them. So how I did it was just with a clean, dry toothbrush and a little bit of contact cleaner on the end of the bristles of the brush. Worked at it for 3 or 4 minutes on each one and just let them air dry. And it's the same to the contacts on the drone itself, which is typically what I do for all my batteries on all my drones. I wasn't sure if there was anything else out there. Give us some comments.
There is some good brushes for doing that, and by brushes, it's kind of a misnomer, but 3M makes some good products for that, and it's kind of like a Scotch-Brite pad, but make sure you use one that's a very, very fine Scotch-Brite pad. Other thing is, if you ever use contact cleaner, make sure it's the non-residual type, because you can almost defeat the purpose of cleaning those contacts if you're leaving residue on that. So
absolutely, good
What
point.
kind of contact cleaner are you using?
I don't know. It's on the shed.
Gasoline.
Yes.
yeah, and if it still don't work, then you just throw a match on it. Hey,
Burn it off. It's all good.
Damn thing didn't work anyway, so burn it.
That's right. I can't remember what brand it is.
Is it an aerosol or is it just a non-aerosol?
It's in an aerosol can.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
You got to watch with that. Some of those, try and make sure you get something that's Canadian made if possible. Because some of the, believe it or not, you can still find a lot of the contact cleaners that have CFC on it. So you definitely don't want to be using that if at all possible.
Yeah.
So let's talk Mavic Mini then, unless you.
All right, let's talk Mavic Mini.
Okay. There is no news. I suckered you all in. Thanks for coming.
Okay. Good show. Thanks, guys.
Yep. So, lots of news floating around. I was lucky enough to get my hands on, a while back, get on preliminary release information. And notice I said preliminary because it's not the final specs. It is the expected specs. And I'm quite happy with the information that I have, that it should be reasonably accurate. The only thing was that I'm not positive on is the camera, because it's kind of got bounced between 4K 30 and 4K 60. I honestly can't see it doing 4K 60, but being that the biggest reason we're getting the remake on the Mini is Frank Wang, who, if you're not familiar with him, he is the founder of DJI. He wasn't happy with the quality of the video from the Mavic Mini. Personally, for what it is, I think it does absolutely amazing work. You guys both have Minis. What do you think?
For the price point, I think it's a good deal.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That camera is phenomenal.
Yeah. 2.7K and most people are going to have a tough time really deciphering between 2.7K and a 4K video anyways, and not only that, but like there's a lot of people, if they're lucky, they're going to watch it on their big screen TV, which do they have a 4K TV or is it just an HD TV? You're still not going to get above the 1080 resolution. So, but anyway, on to a little bit more meat and taters. So some of the nice improvements, DJI apparently was listening. We're getting a little bit better motors in that, a little bit stronger, and to go along with that, slightly different geometry change on the propellers, and that's basically to kind of a twofold between working with these new motors, plus to give it just a little bit extra oomph. And both of those changes were due to all the wind complaints. And so it should handle the wind a little bit better. Is it going to handle as well as the Air 2 or 2 Pro? No. But it's also, going to remain at 249 grams. A lot of people were worried that weight was going to go up, but that's one of the key claims to fame to the Mini is it's 249 grams. So it won't be going up in weight.
With the bigger motors, is that going to cut its flight time down?
Funny you should mention that, because you just segued nicely into my next topic. Recently, DJI acquired a new battery technology company, and part of that was to produce more and better and more efficient and better batteries. So batteries are virtually unnoticeable changes from the outside, but what's inside, they get a little bit increase in both voltage as well as your capacity. So that kind of offsets the extra power by the motors. And on to the next one, it also helps produce a little bit more power for the new processor that's in there. It's going to have a little bit better processor. Is it going to be top of the line? No, but it's going to be sufficient for that drone. The original pre-production Mavic Mini was a 4K, but they found that they had overheating issues if they tried to keep going with the 4K, because that processor got too hot. So that's why they kind of dumbed it down to the 2.7K, just so you know. And so it's going to be 249 grams again. Very, 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 very marginal bump in price. It's I think I heard about 2 or 3% increase in price, which is pretty darn good.
Yeah. So flight times will remain the same.
What's that?
Flight times will remain the same.
Should be the same, plus or minus 1 or 2 minutes.
It's all going to equal out with the more powerful battery.
Yeah. Are we going to? Now, some people were asking, are we going to get OcuSync with that? Or Yeah. Are we going to get OcuSync 2.0 with that so that it works with a smart controller? No. It's going to remain a Wi-Fi drone like it is currently. And the biggest reasoning behind that is the increased power usage for the OcuSync 2.0. And well, a couple of different reasons. Increased power usage for that. The electronics to put in that actually takes up more room and again more weight. And they actually get amazing range as it is now. So they don't really feel the need to increase the range. And those people that are the buyers are normally pretty much entry level people. So those people are not likely to have something like the smart controller anyway, right? Because like people want to use the smart controller with all their drones, but the entry level guy is not likely to have a smart controller anyway. So is it going to happen in future? Possibly, but I really, really, really doubt it because it is a Wi-Fi now. So in answer to your question, Marcus, the strength of the props, that is kind of part and parcel with what I was saying about the new prop geometry. So it will they'll be a little bit stronger, but majority of the geometry change was to improve performance and lift. So that's pretty much the biggest thing on those props. Somebody on another show was mentioning about going with the quick release props this time. That's not going to happen because the quick release props, they add way too much weight. They're just about double the weight of the current prop system. And in order to maintain that 249 grams, not going to happen. So
yeah, it probably cuts 15 grams by just using a little screw.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, somebody was saying that the little screws got to weigh something. I said, have you actually ever held one of them screws? Yeah. You'd be hard pressed to see any weight in the scale, unless you put all of the screws together. What's that, Doug?
Those 4 screws probably wouldn't even register or barely register on the scale.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and
actually, they don't even measure them in grams. They measure them in grains.
Yeah, that's about it. The current props are kind of flimsy, but part of that geometry change will help a little bit. One thing I don't know about, but I really, really hope they got their poop in a group this time when it comes to designing a proper case for the Flymore kit. But those things, the other ones were just disaster. I've heard of more people having issues because of deformed props because of that case, but we'll wait and see. Who knows? But
hopefully they learn.
And when would you like to have this drone? He says.
Tomorrow.
Come on, I'm waiting.
And
okay, just before Christmas.
Come on, Marcus. When do you think it's going to get released?
Okay. Throw him on the spot.
Yeah.
What's your best guess?
Good. That one I don't know about, Dave. For in case you guys didn't see it, they might be strengthening the arms. Oh, ding, 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 ding. Attaboy, Marcus.
Right.
Actually, the initial release date that I heard was going to be the first week or two of November, but it's looking more and more like it'll be the week. What is that? November 23rd. leading up to Black Friday, so that it's on sale for Black Friday. So, but Dave, in answer to your question, no, I haven't heard anything on the arms. That may be a fact. I honestly
Has there been an
answer that
issue
one.
with the arms?
What's that?
Has there been an issue with the strength of the arms?
Not that I am aware of. Not to say
Yeah,
that there isn't, but not that I'm aware of. So
Yeah, I've never had an issue or heard of an issue yet.
no, me either. But
No.
Who else we got in here? I wish you guys would also talk a little bit. You know, in the chat here, because we've had as many as 15 people in here, and about 3-4 people talk, maybe. So
Yeah.
say hi, people. So if nothing else, we'd say hi back. You know, we're kind of a friendly bunch of guys, but
Most times, yeah.
yeah. So release date week of November 23rd. I think that's about all I have on the Mini.
So is that the biggest release before Christmas for any of the big drone companies?
Yes, that
Okay.
I'm aware of. Yeah,
We're gonna have to wait till the spring for anything other major then?
yeah, for anything. Well, depends what you're looking for, because they still have the 2 FPV drones. Those were supposed to be the first week of November as well.
Mhm.
Now I've heard that's delayed. I don't know what's going on with that. And personally, like the FPV drones, I'd be curious to try the one version, which is kind of like a cine whoop, and the other one's more kind of a race thing. I'd be curious to try the cine whoop. Just try it, because I know I'm old enough and freaking slow enough that there's no way I'd be handling those race drones.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. That would be about $400 into that tree in about 3 seconds flat. You know.
What the price point's going to be? Right about $400.
Hey Dale, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, personally, I don't really like the. Shouldn't say I don't like it. I'm envious of the people that can fly them, because I just don't have the reflexes. So
No.
no.
Well, DJI has to do something soon because there hasn't been much really that they've released other than the Mini.
What do you mean? What about the Air 2?
Well, since then, but nothing else has really come up since.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny because again, on some of the other shows, there's some people about talking about, well, they're releasing this Mini too soon because that last one was released only a year ago. Well, before we had our droneless summer, DJI seemed to be constantly releasing drones. You know, there was new drones coming out left, right, and center all the time, and then we ran into our droneless summer, and so now everybody got used to not having drones for long periods of time. That it's not uncommon for them to release a whole mess of stuff. So
Yeah.
Changes to the controller buttons. To be honest, I don't know. I only found out about the drone itself. I really don't expect any major kind of changes or anything for the controller, but we'll see.
So do you think that DJI held off on releasing more drones due to the coronavirus, and are now seeing where the coronavirus is at, they're going to start releasing more?
No. No, a lot of the holding off had to do with U.S. politics.
Okay.
They were releasing enough to still be relevant without releasing too much, and again, it's part and parcel of they're really not happy with the current government there. So, so let's see. Okay. Well, what you have to think, I'm just answering the comment on there, but what you find that when they release something, it's not like they're releasing it to Canada, they're releasing it worldwide. And because it's snow and ice here does not mean it's snow and ice everywhere. Like there's just a ton of places around the world that can still be flying. So
what are the problems that they've had flying below zero? Because I've done a lot of winter flying. Well, we all have. And I have never, ever had an issue. I keep my batteries in my pockets or under my armpits to keep them warm. But other than that, I've never had an issue.
Yeah. And Ray was saying the biggest issues with the Mini, the motor speed warnings. And Dale, I'll tell you flat out, that's a real simple one, is you need to replace the props. You probably bought the Flymore kit and used the case. And that case, if you're not putting the rear props in the right spot, when you put it in the case, it'll flatten out those prop propellers, and for it to generate lift, those motors have to spin too fast when those blades are flattened out. So replace those, and it'll probably just about 100% guarantee it'll get rid of your motor speed warnings.
Yeah, as soon as your blades are flat, you're not creating lift, and that's why you're overspeeding them.
Yep.
You betcha.
And on a little bit sidetrack Mini news, we're probably going to do a Mavic Mini fly at Glenmore Park Saturday morning. It's not going to be official until I see the weather around noon tomorrow. Thanks, Marcus. Anyway, yeah. So look for an announcement if you're interested in doing a Mavic Mini fly tomorrow or Saturday morning. We'll meet at Glenmore Park. Once I see the weather at noon, I'll post if we're going to do it. If you don't see the post, then it's scrubbed because of the forecast. So the meeting location will be posted as well as the time. Probably expect around 9:30, somewhere around that in the morning. And we'll see if we can't get a little bit of buzzing around done for those that are interested. We did one there about a month ago, and it was quite fun. Had a reasonable turnout on that, and it'd be nice to see more people join in. So,
yep.
Doug, how's work?
Dead slow right now. We've got a plane coming in from Russia on Thursday night, so business will be picking up again.
It's good. Busy is good.
Are we still getting fire smoke? No, Marcus, you guys are keeping that south of the border, but we should have some probably rolling in the next day or two from fire that's not kind of northwest of Calgary, and with the way the wind is changing, we can expect to see smoke from that, but from the California fires and eastern seaboard from the States, we haven't seen anything in a while now. So I hope it stays that way.
Yeah, we don't need it. But I'll tell you, the last 2 Fridays, I've missed those sunsets. It's been just amazing.
You should have tuned in sooner. Yeah, will it have OcuSync? No, it's not. As I explained that they're currently happy with the range that it gets, and adding OcuSync would add too much weight. So the extra weight they couldn't do, and they really couldn't justify putting it in there because, as I was stating, that a lot of people want the OcuSync for the smart controller, but it is an entry-level drone, and the smart controller is not really considered an entry-level item, so it doesn't really kind of hit the mix. But, oh, trust me, I know. I'd love to. I'd love to have it work too, because I'd like to have it on mine. But it is what it is. So. Yeah. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen?
Nope. Thanks to everybody who came out last weekend to our fly out on the back road there, west of Bragg Creek, Powderface Trail. That was fun. Had a good time there. Thanks for coming, Lauren.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Oh, speaking of, because of our little fly, we found out something.
It's highly recommended not to do active track with 2 drones. Don't try this at home.
Yeah, remember, kids, don't try this at home.
Yeah,
I had what was I using? I was using the Mavic 2 Pro, and Lonnie had his Inspire up, and I decided I was going to try and active track this. And funny thing is, it was working reasonably well, but then all of a sudden, I don't know why, but all of a sudden it lurched forward, and if I hadn't hit the up button so that it went above him, it would have smacked right into his frickin' drone. I don't know why that happened, but either way, I would I would not recommend doing an active track on another drone.
No. We learned that one, but not the hard way, thank goodness.
Yes. Yeah.
The expensive way.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been expensive, watching it all. Yeah.
New software, not at the moment. No, that nothing planned. Not to say it won't happen, but nothing in the works right now. I guess I should put that up so you can see it. But yeah, nothing in the plans at the moment. I would be very surprised if there wasn't new software, because with the new camera capabilities, I would expect to see more features. But like I say, at this point, I've heard of nothing. So
if it was able to do an active track or something like that, that'd be good.
No, there won't be any. Still no obstacle sensors, and that's why they haven't put it on now. They don't want to do anything.
To change
they
the weight.
don't want to do anything like that without any kind of obstacle avoidance. So, and it's fun keeping track of 2 chats here. We got I got one there and one over there. So, okay, yep. Okay. Oh, so I get it. It comes up first on my left screen, and then it comes up on my broadcast screen. So that's weird, but anyway. Sorry, I'm just reading the note here. Yeah, be careful your props. If you get anything like motor overspeed and stuff like that, change them for the price of a set of props. Cheap insurance. So
yeah.
Anyway, that kind of concludes our broadcast for tonight. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen? I'll start with you, Lonnie.
No, everybody safe flying. Be safe out there and have fun. Get your flying in while the weather's still good.
That's what I was just going to say. Get it in while the weather's still warm, and hopefully Saturday we can get out and have a fun day if the weather cooperates.
And you gentlemen don't work too hard. Doug, don't do a lot flooring in one weekend.
Well, I'm off now till Tuesday or Wednesday night, I guess. So.
Oh, lucky you.
Oh yeah.
He probably wishes he was at work Or he will have.
It would be easier if I was going to work.
Yep.
So in the meantime, and in between time,
That's it.
that's been another edition of our weekly little show. We'll be back to our regular broadcast starting today. And well, tune in next week. We got a special guest coming in. We're going to have Haya Kestelou from Drone XL is going to pop by and chat with us. We haven't even decided what the topic is, but him and I were talking tonight, and we just decided, sure, why not? We'll do it next week. So tune in next week, and we'll bring your questions for him, and we'll have a little fun time with him. So stay safe, everybody, and have a good fly.
See ya.
See ya.